What's up guys, Josh here from Creeply. Now I know this video is a long time coming, it's actually quite a bit delayed. I went to the Barrie Game Exchange about 2 weeks ago, so again I apologize for the huge delay in videos, actually in videos in general, but that's not the time, or this isn't the time to really talk about that. I just want to talk about the Barrie Game Exchange and what an awesome event it was. It was put on by Nintendo Hodge here on YouTube. You go check him out. I'll leave a link for his channel down in the description. He started an event up in Barrie, which is great. I actually used to live in Barrie, so it's great going back there and seeing the old town where I used to live. Obviously now I live in Kitchener, so it's a bit further away, but still totally worth a drive. And actually, I would recommend a lot of people going there, even if you're like 2 or 3 hours away. It's definitely worth the drive to go out there. So I met up with a bunch of YouTubers when I was there. Canadian Retro, Longshot, Retro Pro Frank was there. I'm gonna miss Retro Lectors, Flock of Nerds, Party Play Gaming, Cannot Be Tamed, Re-Res, Brandon, Game Viking, Nostalgia. Who else? Oh, there's so many. I apologize if I'm gonna miss you. I really apologize. It's not meant to be. Buried on Mars. How can I forget Buried on Mars? J-Rock the Game Rocker. Gosh, so much. CJR, Game Rally VT. Like, it was ridiculous. I know I'm just naming off a bunch of YouTubers, but trust me, they were all there. They were all really cool people, and I loved hanging out with all of them. I had to leave a little bit early, but that's, it happens sometimes, but it was great hanging out with those guys while I was there. And did not go as a vendor this time. I actually went as a patron, or as a buyer, which was a lot of fun, actually. I kind of miss being on the buying side of games instead of always selling. So I figured, I would go as a seller or as a buyer this time and just try it out and relive the experience and the excitement of going to buy games. So that being said, the first people I met were Canadian Retro and Longshot there. And Longshot actually sent me a text the night before asking if I was going because he had something for me. And he actually got me a Captain Falcon Amiibo, and he just handed it to me and said, "Here you go, you can have it, it's yours." So thank you very much, Longshot, much appreciated. This is something that I've been looking for a long time. People want so much money for this, and I don't want to put the money down for it. So thank you very, very much, Longshot. This will be unboxed at some point. Actually, I'm going to unbox it right now. Everyone's just like, "I'll unbox it." No, I'm just going to do it now. Sweet. He looks freaking awesome. I really hope that Nintendo will put out like a new F-Zero game before the Wii U is killed off, so I hope this will come in handy. So here we go, I'll put him up here. I'll put him there for now. So thank you very much, Longshot, once again. He didn't want anything for it. I offered to get him something, and I will pay him back in the future, I am sure. I don't like... Well, I like getting gifts, but I also don't like getting stuff for free. I will pay someone back in some shape or form in the future. So a huge thank you to Longshot. So I bought VIP ticket to get in a little bit early, and it's totally worth it at these events. If you can get in, you get in about half an hour early, and it really gives you a chance to kind of scope out the area and see what's there and grab stuff while it's cheap and while you get the good stuff, So that's what I did. And the first thing that I bought... I've been looking for this for a long time. Actually, it's funny because I've been looking for this game ever since I started video game collecting. This is one of the games I've been watching for and never could find it. I was hoping to run across it at like a Value Village or Goodwill or whatever, but just never did. So anyways, that game is Stubbs The Zombie on the original Xbox. This game is complete in really nice shape. The guy wanted $35 for it, or he wanted 40 for it. $40. And when I said okay and I checked it, he actually pointed out to me that the disc was actually a little bit cracked. The inner ring had a crack in it, but did not go into the game thing, into the data part. It was just on the outside, which I don't really care about. So I was just like, hey, $35, take off $5 for the crack. He's like, absolutely. That's what I wanted for it anyway. So I figured if I just put it for 40, I'd take $5 off, and we were both happy with it. So really happy to finally have this game. It is complete. It comes with the soundtrack, which is really awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a copy with the soundtrack. And for a small crack in the ring, I'm not too worried about it at all. He said it's played fine, and I tested it, and it works great for me too. So cannot wait to actually play this game. I hear it's not long, but definitely is original, so that's why I really want to play it. And it's unique, I should say. So really looking forward to that. Next, I actually went to go see, I realize I'm off the camera here. I went to go see Brandon, Game Viking, great guy. I actually just showed up at his booth and like, hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a YouTube discount, you pick what you want, I'll grab something. Which is great. This is a game I've really been looking for as well. I've had my eye on, sorry, I haven't been looking for it, but I've had my eye on it. But a lot of people wanted like 20, 25, 30 bucks for it. I just wasn't doing it. I picked it up here. He had it in his $10 bin, so I would gladly pay 10 bucks for it. It's the Sonic Gems collection on the GameCube. This is an only for GameCube title. The reason I really wanted this is because it's got 6 of the Game Gear games on it. Now, I recently had my Game Gear fixed. I think I've talked about that in my past videos. But I still want to be able to play Game Gear games on the big screen. So Retron, you need to get your shit together and get something on for the Retron 5, and then I'll actually buy one. But until then, I gotta buy these compilations to play my Game Gear games on the big screen. So thank you very much, Game Viking. Go check him out. After that, I did a lot of just wandering around, checking out stuff, and another game that I've been looking for ever since I started collecting. This is something that I really wanted to play for the co-op side of things. So I decided to keep my eye out for it, and I found a copy. Actually, I found a couple copies of it, but I wasn't exactly wanting to pay the price that everyone's asking for it. People wanted $80, $90, sometimes $100 for this game. Oh, I stress this so many times in my videos. I do not want to pay retail for games. And this is probably about retail, but it's a lot less than the reseller prices people were selling them for, so I grabbed it. And this is a huge heavy hitter off the Super Nintendo, and that's Secret of Mana. I'm not huge into RPGs, but it's more of an action RPG, so I can do that. And it's co-op up to, I think, 3 players, if you have the 4 score, whatever you want to call it. So really want to get this for basically playing with my friends. He wanted 70 bucks for it. I tried to knock him down a little bit, but he wouldn't take it. But I'm still happy to pay $70 for this. I think it was a great price. I want to get it now before it's suddenly like 100 bucks actually. So really happy to get that. Next, I did some wandering around. I met another vendor there that I talk to almost every game convention that I go to. I always see him there, and he always remembers me, and we talk about Game Gear stuff because I bought a lot of Game Gear stuff from him in the past. So I picked up this out of his dollar bin. It is Liberty City Stories, Grand Theft Auto. It's a bit in rough shape, but it was only $1, so I picked it up. I have this on PSP, but again, big screen, and I gotta do that. I don't have a PSP 2000 to hook up to the TV, so we're just gonna go with this for now. Next, I did an awesome deal. Actually, I think Longshot was there with me when I bought this. I talked to a vendor, and he had, was it 5 or 3 for 10 basically? I wanted one game, and then he ended up he said if you buy 2 more, then for another $5, it's like whatever, 2 or 3 for $10. 3 for $10. I was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll have a look. So this is the game I bought initially, and that's Resident Evil Dead Aim. The reason I wanted this is because you can use it with the gun con. You actually walk around with the crosshairs, or with the D-pad that's on the gun con too, and then you shoot at the zombies to get them. So obviously you need an old school tube TV to play this, which I do have, and it looks really interesting. One of the Resident Evil games that I've really been looking for ever since I got into light gun games. So it does not have the manual, but who cares? And then he told me about the deal, buy 2 more for $5. I was like, all right, sure, I'll look through what you got. This one I picked up because it had the cardboard sleeve. I've never actually played it, but I've never seen it with a cardboard sleeve, so I figured I'd grab it. And the siphon filter, the Omega strain, you can see there, it's got a really nice slipcover. So I already have this game, but I'll just be, swapping the slipcover on mine and then selling off the game for $5 and make up for the extra $5 that I spent. And then he had this in his cheap bin, and I don't think he realized what he had. So I grabbed it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll throw this in my pile. And sometimes, you gotta look, you assume that resellers and sellers of these things know what they have. But a lot of these guys have bins under the tables, and they have it. There's always their cheap games, like their $1 bins. I know CJR had his Snickle Fritz bin under there that he had $1 games in there, and even I picked one of the games out and I said, dude, you can sell this for more. It's like $10 to $15. He was like, oh, and then he kind of put it back. So, everyone makes mistakes. So you still have to check through those bins underneath the tables. You never know what you're going to find down there. People don't always know what they have. And this is proof of that I picked up Disaster Report for the PS2, included in that deal. This is an early survival puzzle game. Not very common, so glad to finally pick it up. It's one I've been interested in, but did not want to, again, spend the money on it. So really happy to pick that up cheap, and at some point I will play that. Maybe I'll get some friends over. Maybe we'll stream it again. Next, I picked up another game for the PS3, another hidden gem, you want to call the system. Remember Me on the PS3. This is actually something I've been looking for on the Xbox 360. That's my console of choice. I actually showed this to Longshot, and I said, hey, look what I found. It's $5. And he's like, oh, sweet. I've been looking for the PS3 version. I have the Xbox version. And I said, let's trade. Like, I don't really want this one. I want the Xbox one, and he wants the PS3 one. So next time I see him, we're just going to do a straight swap for this, I believe. And then we'll, I don't know if he's still on, if he still wants to do that. But as far as I know, that's the way the deal's going to go. But this is a really cool game. You should definitely check it out. You actually go into people's memories and trying to figure stuff out and change stuff, from what I know of the game. Here's a sealed PS2 game. I used to love this cartoon. I used to watch it all the time. It's Aqua Teen Hunger Force. This is the Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. It's like a golf game with the Aqua Teen Hunger Force characters. So like Frylock, Master Shake, and Meatwad. And they're just really funny. So I've heard this game isn't great, but it was sealed, and I got it for $5. So I mean, what the heck? Who cares? It does look pretty fun though. I will be opening that and playing that. Next, I picked up another N64 game that I've been looking for a long time. Feels like I repeat myself over and over and over. A long time. Pilotwings 64 is one of those games that I played at a friend's house, and I've been meaning to pick up forever and ever and ever, but people always want, $10-15 for it because they recognize the name. I actually went to the seller. Actually, it was the same seller that I got the 3 for $10. He had this for $5 on his table, so when I swung around, the second or third time I saw it, and I was like, oh, I will take that for $5. I didn't see that before, so pick that up. So really happy to play that. One of those games that's kind of relaxing, just kind of mess around with and have a good time. Next, I picked up a game that I've never heard of, so if you have any information on this, please let me know. The YouTube source on this is not very good. But it looks really, really interesting, and it's called Under the Skin on PS2. It's basically like you're an alien and you kind of like inhabit people's bodies and basically cause chaos, pull pranks on people. It looks really, really weird and really, really Japanese-like. I think that's why I really was interested in it. It was only $10, so I figured, you know what, whatever. Metal Jesus hasn't found this game yet as a hidden gem, so I'm going to buy it now before it does become a hidden gem, and suddenly the price goes up to like $50 on it. So it is published by Capcom, so it can't be too bad, right? Next up, I bought some Game Gear games, so I'm really considering going for a full Game Gear set, Game Gear collection games. I'm basically 95% sure it's something I want to go for. So I pick up a couple of games here and there when I can, when they're cheap. Still, a lot of people want like $5-10 a game, which they're not worth. Like, I'm willing to do like $2 or $3 a game, basically $5 max. That's pushing it, unless it's a really hard one to find, like Mega Man or whatever. So I picked up a couple of games from this vendor, actually the same vendor that I bought Secret of Mana from. It was near the end of the day, so he was wanting a deal, and I was showing interest in the Game Gear games, and he said, you know what, you're the only person to look at Game Gear games. Have a look and see what you want, and we'll work out a deal. And I was like, all right, sweet. So picked up 4 games, and I handed them to him, and he's just like, all right, how about $15 for all of them? I was like, sold. That's exactly where I want to be with those. So did that. So, and then a lot of these were $5 a piece, and one was 10. So I think I made out pretty good. I got $10 off. I'm gonna open the cases on these because you can't really see them. The first one is Pengo. It's like a stupid little penguin game. I've never ever seen this game or heard of it, so I was like, I'll pick it up for the deal that I got. Next, I picked up Castle of Illusion, another Mickey Mouse game. The Mickey Mouse games on the Game Gear are actually a lot of fun. They're really good. So if you ever see them and you have the capability of playing Game Gear, I was talking to you, Retron. You should play it. Check them out. So this is really good. Actually, Legend of Illusion is probably my favorite Game Gear game of all time, so I really want to get into more Mickey Mouse games. Next, a really cool one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Game Gear. I have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the one with Ivan Ooze, but this is just like the regular one. It's the same gameplay though. It's kind of like a 2D fighter beat 'em up, if that makes any sense. So picked it up. It was cheap and one I needed to add. And this is probably the one that I have been looking for the longest time, is Aladdin. Obviously, I've played it on Super Nintendo and Genesis, and this is again a completely different version of the same game. So couldn't pass it up. This was the one that was $10. So, and the rest were $5 a piece, so that would have been 25, and I got it for 15 for all of them. So could not complain. So I have to keep my eye out for more Game Gear games in the future. Kind of go towards that. I need to actually make an official list of like all the games I'm going to be looking for and stuff like that. Hopefully, maybe it'll take. I know it's not a huge collection, but you know, it can still take time. You know, just like any other collection, you try to buy all the games for. So I don't know, maybe that'll be my little foray into completionist collecting. So, but anyways, that was a great event. So thank you very much again to Nintendo Hodge and all of the other YouTubers that I met there. Everyone was really cool, and we had a great time hanging out and just talking and buying games and talking about games and kind of delving into our hobby together. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching this whole very long video of 17 minutes, and I hope that you will be able to make it to the next one. Please don't forget that the Cambridge video game swap and the Waterloo video game swap are coming up in May, I believe it is. So be sure to check out those events and keep your eyes on whatever social media you watch, follow those things and see when those events are actually happening. And I will try to put up a video and promote those events as well. I meant to do one for Barrie Game Exchange, but again, things just did not work out the way that I wanted them to. So anyways, that's going to do it for reals this time. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.